All right. Um, Good afternoon, colleagues. Welcome to today's um, career talks. Career talks. This is the fifth edition, and we have taken a journey since the beginning of the year. Those who have been consistent, today will make meaning to them. But if you have not been consistent, you have missed some. I encourage you to go to our YouTube channel and pick them up from there. I think the framework or metaphor we have been using in this career talks is powerful. Building a house framework is very powerful to conceptualize your career and to diagnose where you are, what is happening. And this is very crucial because I have seen people who have dropped out. I've seen people who have been discouraged. I've seen people who have said things like, had I known. I've seen people who have taken it perhaps not with the level of seriousness that is required. So that is why this framework is important to ensure that we are intentional about where we are going. All right. So I welcome you to today's session. After today, we'll have one more for the year before we finish the whole series. Okay. So it's about career finishing and decoration. Well, maybe I would have put parentheses on the finishing there so that, but I will explain. And I think it will be clear to you. But it does not. It is not to mean the end. Okay, it's not to mean the end. It is still within the framework of the house. Okay, so that is what we will be working with today. This is the outline of what we have been doing. And November, hopefully, if our conference does not interrupt it too much, we'll have the last session. Otherwise, we'll reschedule it in December sometime there. So you have to be aware that we have the workshops the last Friday of every month. And then we have the career audit. I encourage you to come to the career audit or consultation, as we call it. We have an open house to discuss. It's a place you can voice your challenges. It's a place you can voice your frustration. It's a place you can add your voice to encourage someone, support others. It's a place we are free to express ourselves. It will be next week Friday. So please join us. Okay, let's go on. The building a house framework. I don't think, well, you can build a house without finishing it. Yeah, it's possible. But if you have ever got to finishing a house, listen carefully to me. If you have ever got to the point of finishing a house, and this really captures my attention because as I pass, I walk through the street. As I walk through the street, sometimes I go through a street, and the next time I come across that street, it's maybe in few weeks' time. And what happens that I see they are building a house. There are two areas that take longer. It is the foundation and the finishing. The foundation and the finishing. That is my observation. I don't know about you, but you may disagree. Maybe you have people who are architects here or building engineers. But that's what I've observed. And here it says that the housing finishing is the final stages of construction, focusing on the visible elements that define a home style and functionality, including materials like paint, flooring, cabinetry, and fixtures, as well as trim, tile, and the exterior facade. This phase involves selecting the final appearance of surfaces, installing interior features, and completing exterior details to create a move-in ready living space. A lot to digest here. And perhaps that is why it takes time. You need to make you need to make the home livable. You need to achieve a certain taste. Maybe a taste you have observed somewhere, or maybe a taste that you are born with. You are natural. Uh, um, um, you have a natural taste for excellence, perhaps, and that can determine what you bring in to finish the house. All right. And then the decorations. The practice of enhancing a living space aesthetic and functional qualities using decorative elements like furniture, accessories, lighting, and wall art. It involves selecting and arranging these items to create a visually appealing, comfortable, and inviting atmosphere that reflects your personal style rather than making structural changes to the home itself. You understand that? I don't know if you have imagined a house without decorations. Okay? If you have imagined a house without decorations, well, you may already imagine how it's going to look like. But these two stages of establishing the house, making it livable so that you can move in there, are crucial. They are very crucial. And I believe that you appreciate that. Well, we are talking about career today, not house, and we can we can relate it to the career. What is career finishing? The structural completion of an academic career where your core achievements, research, teaching, mentorship, and leadership are solid, coherent, and well documented. A career is considered well finished when it demonstrates competence, consistency, integrity, and impact. And that is why I told you the word finishing. I'm not using it as the end of your career or that you have retired or that you are not active anymore. That's not what it means. What it means is you have reached the stage of your career, or I mean, you can have different stages of your career where you demonstrate competence, consistency, integrity, and impact. And I want to take this from your mind when you think maybe there is a stage in the future when I get there. No, that's not what it means here. But these qualities must be present at each stage of your career. The career has stages, and that is why we use things like early career researchers, mid career researchers, seniors, senior career researchers. It means at every stage you are, you can finish. At every stage you are expected to demonstrate competence, consistency, integrity, and impact that is commensurate with the stage you are. It's not something reserved for the future. It's not something reserved for when you have attained a particular height. It is a progressive feature of the career process. And this attributes are demonstrable at each stage. All right. Then the corrections. The corrections are the visible enhancements. Visible enhancement that showcase and amplify your accomplishments. These are the finishing touches that make your career attractive. Understand that? Credible and influential. Like paint, furniture, and artwork in a house. Mhm. Elements that go beyond mere competence. All right? Elements that go beyond mere competence. These are the decorations. They're the accomplishment accolades and personal touches that make your career unique, meaningful, and joyful. They are the art on the walls, the furniture, and the well-tended garden. So you can see that building a career is an art. Is an art. It's something that you take a deliberate step. And one of the things that features in the career building is if reflective milestones, reflective process. So you got to a point where you begin to decorate your career and make it attractive. Okay, let's move on. I hope that is clear enough. And these are elements of a career decoration or element of career decorations. The awards you receive, the recognitions you receive, your professional visibility, you attend conferences, your media presence, social media presence, online academic profiles, active membership in professional societies, organizations. You organize workshops, seminars, public engagement activities. You mentor others, perhaps that are below you. You publish a book or you publish an important paper in your field. You lead a high impact, passionate project that is dear to you. You're invited to different forums to give speeches or reputation for creativity and innovation. These are the decorations that you bring to your career? Well, you may say, of course, we know all these things. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, this is a common thing that happens. But it is good to be reminded about it because I will go to some principles that are there when you are thinking about career finishing and decorations. Because some people do it unintentional. What I mean by that, some people do it without being deliberate. Some people do it at instead of attracting interest, it is distraction. Some people do it without the consciousness that they are actually professionals. And so you think everything you put out there, for instance, we are in the social media age. You say anything, you react to anything, those things are building around you. And they also inform others how seriously to take you. Some people do it carelessly. Okay? You are you are involved in or you have subscribed to a professional platform, visibility platform. Let's say ASFI Scholar, for instance. Yeah, I will use that because it's dear to me. I'm not sure how many of you have made your profile, built it, put the things that need to be there, put your education, put your work history. I don't know. But the fact is that it is not enough to belong to a platform without the relevant information that is required to identify you. You do not know how much that can go to showcase you. I've told this story before. Earlier this year, I got an email, um, and I was invited to give a keynote speech to a meeting, a conference actually that was being held in my city here. So I accepted and I went there. And when I went there, and this man said, right before you speak, let me say something. I said, okay. He said, do you know, I've not met you before. This is the first time. Yeah. Myself too, I've not met you. Do you know how I found you? I said, no. He said, well, I was trying to get somebody because this conference is holding in your city. So I was trying to get somebody who yeah, can speak to the topic from your city. And I went to ChatGPT and I was asking ChatGPT, can you give me the name of an expert in this area? And then ChatGPT, what's your name? I said, I've not seen this name. Who is this? Anyway, I ignored it and I changed the parameters and I asked ChatGPT again. And then it brought your name again. And I did the third time it brought your name. Then I took it serious. And then I went and I looked at you. I said, wow. Wow. And that was when I contacted you. So is it? Yeah. I said, and I believe that I have the best person who can give this talk today. Anyway, I went on and I gave my talk, and they were happy. But the point is this: if you don't want to be known, yeah, it will not be known. But if you belong to a professional platform, then be fully there. If you're an SC scholar, be fully there. Put in your, don't just, I can tell you that some of you belong to 1,001 platforms that they have all blocked. Why? Because you can't even remember your password anymore. What do you have there? You can't even tell. Anything that comes, please subscribe to this, you subscribe. Okay, that's fine. But don't do it half-heartedly. If you want to decorate deliberately. It is important. Because through it, you'll be discovered. Through it, people will know. All right. Now, the other side of it is many times I've seen people exaggerate themselves. I will come back to this. You exaggerate your decorations. well, for our women, I don't want to. But you see the way women try to beautify themselves. Sometimes when the curtain is removed, you want, oh, is it you? You understand? So sometimes you can exaggerate yourself. You can tell much more than you are. And I tell you, I am a recruiter. I recruit people from all over the world. And I have faced some challenges too. I have been involved in bad recruitment. Why? Because I focus so much on what people have said, written about themselves, and they exaggerate themselves. Recently, I have a colleague who is in Finland. I sent me an email. Said, "Bright, I got this email from this guy. He's a clinician. So he sent me this email. He's looking for a postdoc position, and I don't have space. Maybe it will be of interest to you because I see that he's doing some computational things that you like." And so I checked that out, maybe for the future. And I looked at his CV, how he has described himself. And I wrote back to my colleague and I said, well, I'm not interested in, even if I have money now, because he has exaggerated himself. In fact, one of the papers he included there, I checked it out, and the strategy he has used is wrong. And I told him, I'm at the level of my career where I don't have time to spoon feed and babysit people. I want people who come to my group and they are ready made. Not that they are perfect, but yeah, we can even speak in sign languages and the person understands what I'm talking about when you talk about postdocs. That is a problem of saying more than you are. And many times you think people just take your words for it. Many of us have had experiences that you read in between the lines. The point I'm making here is decorate with authenticity. Be truthful about your decoration. I'm from Nigeria. There is a term that we use in Nigeria when it comes to uh, um, clothing and textile shoes. He said, Aba made. Aba made. These are people who are there. Many of them uneducated, illiterate, but they have the art of manufacturing these things. And they can take an Italian shoe, for instance, and they produce it in a way, if they ask you to choose, you will choose theirs, even when theirs is fake than the original. All right. So some of us have had experiences that um, make us to read between the lines. So please decorate with authenticity. Be honest about your decorations. Tell it about who you are. You know, I sent a message to somebody today, and I didn't know this person has watched me that closely. I didn't know that. Okay. And the person wrote back to me and said, "Thank you very much." And the person says, "If consistency was a person, you inspire me." I thought that was profound. If consistency was a person, you inspire me. And I thought about it. Wow, my goodness. Some people are watching you. So please, we're talking about career decorations because many things can affect you without you knowing. Some people may be honest to you and tell you, well, I don't think I can deal with you. But some people can tell you, well, I will come back, I will come back, and they never come back to you. And you may not know why they never come back to you. Decorate with honesty. Decorate with honesty. I hope that is clear enough. Okay, let me go through some principles quickly because I will send you out to breakout sessions because you need to contribute to this talk. The first one is career finishing and decoration together reflect both substance, what you have built, and visibility, how the world perceives what you have built. All right? They are not strictly necessary for the house to stand. Okay? No. They may not necessarily be needed for the house to be lived in, but they are what make the house a home. They are what make your career a career. A career to be admired. That's the first principle. You have to know that. Because we have talked about building the house foundation, we have talked about the structure, we have talked about the roof. We're talking about the finishing and the decorations. How you finish and how you decorate is important. Even though they are not necessary for you to be a career person, but they have a very profound way of defining how your career is perceived, how you are seen, how seriously you are taken. And that is why you can see the definition and decorations separate people. You start with people and you ask the question, where are they? What are they? You search the internet, you don't find them. Why? Because finishing and decoration separate. The first principle. Together, they reflect substance and appeal. Okay? And they make your career what it ought to be. The second principle. Finishing and decorations are interdependent. That is, they are not independent of each other. The structures of the house require decorations to make them beautiful. So you can't say, well, let me finish. I don't need the decoration. Yeah, you can do that, but it also gives a taste. All right? The finishing requires the decoration, and the decoration cannot stand on its own without the finishing. So when you're finishing, think about the decorations that will come to your career. When you are getting your skills, think about how you will make it visible, how you make it valuable, how you make it appealing to those. And that is why we need to continuously grow. Personally, I aim to continuously grow. If I take up a course this year, if that is the first time I'm teaching that course, next time I take feedback and I aim to be better at it. So there should be opportunity for continuous growth. All right? So that you can decorate that aspect proper. It brings attraction to you. All right, number 3. Finishing and decorations are meaningless without the other core structures of the house, the foundation, the walls, roof, and structures. They are dependent on these core structures. A house cannot be reduced to finishing and decorations alone. They matter only in the presence of these core structures. It is meaningless to chase after finishing and decorations without first building the core structures. You see, this is quite important because I can see this commonly amongst young Africans. I can see it commonly. For instance, in SFI, we have established the CROGs, and I take feedback of what is going on in those groups. I take feedback. And one of the things I see is that people are after what they will get, publications, right, grant. But when you call them to the core issues, to form a collaboration that will outlast any one of us and stand firm to produce those things you're looking for, even without you struggling so much. Maybe in few months, maybe in few years. When it comes to those calls, people run away. But when it comes, oh, we have a paper. Can you put your names? People are so you run away from developing the core structures that solidify your career, and you're chasing about finishing and decoration. Can you imagine a house whose foundation is shaky, structures are shaky, not so good roof, but you enter that house, you see wonderful decorations left and right. Can you imagine? Okay, no problem. But I tell you, sooner or later, the rains will penetrate. If you're in this part of the world, the snows, the cold, because if you do not have good insulation, the cold can kill people. That is why it is important to know that finishing and decorations are meaningless without the other core structures. Okay. Number 4, finishing and decorations are not end in themselves, but manifest at different stages of the career journey. There's a misconception. The misconception is the final destination model. That's what I have tried to tell you, that when I talk about finishing here, I'm not talking about the end of your career. I'm talking about at each stage you are, what you are implementing, what you are showcasing, what you are known for, what describes you. This person is very meticulous. This person is very excellent. This person is thoughtful. Wow. At that stage you are, what are you known for? Don't think there is a time in the future where I'm going to implement these things, where I'm going to decorate, where I'm going to finish, where you are, what is your stage? What are you known for? Hmm? And that is why if you have gone through um, applying for funding, and so you see that many funders have what they call career development grants. Okay, for those who are professors, for those who are mid-career researchers, for those who are junior researchers, even for PhDs, because that is taken into account at the stage you are. Excellence should be the defining principle. All right, principle number 5. Finishing and decorations are deliberate and time-bound processes. They are not an abstract event, but a strategic phased process. Deliberate, intentional, conscious, time-bound. Oh, next year is going to be beautiful. For those who are still in ASFI next year, some of the things we are planning is going to blow your mind. So stay with us, because you aren't seen anything yet. No, we are coming, because we want to ravage and scatter mediocrity. We want to kill. We want to put in a pack, in a coffin, and bury it. And you, as African researcher, as African scientist, you become a brand that is so comprehensively ready to make lasting impact. All right. So you need to be deliberate. As I mentioned before, recognize time. Don't rush too early to decorate yourself. Don't rush too early. Because when you rush too early, you become superficious. You're not authentic. You're not original. In fact, it can have negative effects. Sometimes you rush too early to social media, and you keep saying many things. And the way social media is, if you start talking, you need to continue talking. If you stop talking, people think something is wrong. So don't be quick to start talking when you're not ready. Let your structures be solid enough so that when you come out with stuff that people can recognize and say, this is true. So don't be too early. Time is important. Delaying finishing can mean missed opportunities for recognition and growth. Don't make it too late. Don't make it too late. You need to balance. That is the third one I have there. You need to balance it. You need to balance your timing. Yeah, next year, lots of things are coming up. Okay, you need to balance it. Balance when to focus on finishing and when to pursue decorations, so that you can maintain your momentum and credibility. Don't go too early and start decorating yourself and start painting, and start talking and start asking people, can I come and speak? And when you speak, people are saying, do you understand what he's saying? And don't be too late. All those stuff, beautiful stuff you have, don't be too late to bring them out, because the world needs it. All right. So find the right time so I can maintain your momentum and credibility. That's principle number 5. All right. You can come with some challenges as well. Challenges to do this. Sometimes people are burnout. People have time issues to showcase themselves, to put up their CVs in the right way, to publish, to write their papers. Sometimes you're bombarded with so many tasks in your place, teaching assignment, administrative assignment, and so on and so forth. But you need to find a way. You need to find a way to get yourself into it. All right. There are joys that come from finishing well and decorating well. Okay. There is a sense of mastery and confidence. Yes. You ensure there is a legacy of impact you're building. You're making a difference. All right. There's an autonomy and respect. Having freedom and being trusted to lead. People trust your word. People look forward to your brand. And then, of course, you have personal fulfillment and alignment to your goals. Seeing your values and passions reflected in your own work gives you personal fulfillment. Recognition and celebration, having your contribution appreciated by others gives you confidence. All right? And the beauty of wholeness, the harmony of a strong, well decorated career. It brings fulfillment too. So those are some of the joys that come. How do you do it? Building the house, master the basics. We're talking about that, the foundations. Expand your experience. All right? Take on roles and challenges. Many of you run away. Next year, we have well, I don't have so much time to talk about that, but I will speak about that in some other forums. I will continue to speak about it. We have the 510 program we have launched. Okay. We will use it not only to train and mentor those who are part of the program, but also those who have been part of us can use that as a launching pad to develop the experience, nurture the experience, grow in the experience. Strengthen your network. Guard your reputation. Be known for reliability. I said that. Integrity and innovation. Be known for that. Refine yourself continuously. Seek feedback and improve. Seek feedback and improve. Seek feedback and improve. Because it is only the dead man who has no room for improvement. Well, I don't know what happens in the spirit world. But as far as you are within this place, you can improve. You can become better. There's no doubt about that. That is building the house. Now, adding personal touches. Follow your passions. Take on challenges. Has come again. Lift others. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, the 510. Mentor others. Share your expertise. Publish, teach, speak, and recognition, and so on and so forth. All right. Now it's time I will give you 10 minutes, please. 10 minutes. Even I've written 15 here. I've taken too much. But I want you to go and in your group, I'll put you, it does it automatically. Form 3 groups. And what I want you to do is go to your group. You can take a picture of this. Do you agree with the career finishing and decoration principles you have talked about? Which one or which ones do you joy in? I mean, which one are you doing and you're getting the results? Or which one do you suffer from? Which one do you lack? Elaborate your answers. Okay. I'll call you back in 10 minutes. I have created the rooms, open them, and just go to your group and discuss quickly in 10 minutes. I'll bring you back. And then if you appoint somebody who will come and describe your thoughts in 30 seconds, that would be fantastic. If you fall out and then you want to go back to your original group, just let me know which group you are. I'm in group 2, I'm in group 1, I'm in group whatever. And then I can send it to your group. So yeah, have a good discussion. All right, let's take it quickly. Who is speaking for group number 1? Group number 1. Kengne, anytime you come here, you're always eating, making us hungry. Kengne. Okay. Enjoy yourself. Yeah, who is speaking for group number 1? Please just raise your hand and I will recognize you wherever you are. And of course, if you are speaking for a group, yeah, Dennis, Ega, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm speaking on behalf of Group One. Good afternoon, Prof and colleagues.
Good afternoon.
We agreed for the discussion group. We agreed with most of the principle outlined, and incidentally, the pain and the joy they stem from two of the principles. Like number one is collaboration. Collaboration is very beautiful. It gives a general agreement that it gives the greatest joy. And when members are not responding, it becomes the major pain. And one of our group members said he even suffered from almost got hypertension because of lack of response from
My
group members.
goodness.
And the second one is mentorship. Sometimes the mentee don't want to be mentored, and sometimes the mentors are not available to the mentee. So it becomes like two-way traffic, and one cannot exist without the other. So for us, the greatest joy is the collaboration and also the pain, and the mentorship is also a pain and a joy. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. Group number 2, please. I don't want to keep you too long, so unless you want to remain here, but for me, I have other tasks I have to do. So, the quicker you raise your hand, the better for us. Group number 2, Oluwafemi Zacchaeus. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, sir. In our group, we all of us always agree with the principles, but we are at different stages of our career. And according to your today's lecture, we still need this finishing and decoration. So in terms of the joy and the challenges, it varies with individual of us, but we are still moving. One thing is that we should not be static in our career. As challenges is coming, we need to take it, and the benefit or the joy, we should continue moving. That is just the conclusion from our group, that we all agree with the principle, and we know that the joy and the challenges will be a continuous thing, but we should not give up. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. Yeah, group number 3. Who is presenting for you?
Yes. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
I'm presenting for group number 3. Okay, so in our group, most people agreed with most of the principles, but so I want to quickly highlight some of those ones that they do not align with. And one of them is the principles of continuous process. One of us mentioned that he doesn't really understand why career decoration should be continuous, because it is really at the last stage of the career. Then another person also said that she now has come to understand that even though yes, career decoration is at the end and the pinnacle of your career, but she has also come to understand that at each stage of the career process, you are able to also decorate your career. Then one of us mentioned that every principle that you mentioned is scary to her because she doesn't even know if she has done things right. And a question came up to say, how do we know if we have built our careers appropriately? Yeah. Then the last comment was of somebody who also mentioned that the principles are challenges. are challenging because he needs a mentor, and the mentor is not always available. And sometimes, even if he joins a research group, they do not carry him along. Yeah, so these are the summaries of what we discussed. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you. Yeah, principles are truth that you can't bend. They remain so. Okay? And they are not principles because they are challenges or no challenges. The issue is when people do not align with the principles, then problems will come. Not that the principles are not good enough, but that people are not aligning with them, using them in the right way. Okay? And one thing I want to say here, no matter who you are, no matter the level you are in your career, all those people who are here, find a mentor. Whether you're a senior professor, a junior professor, or medium professor, your postdoc, your master. You may have your supervisors, but also find a mentor. A supervisor is after your degree, your thesis, and all those. Sometimes you can have supervisors that play both roles. They can diagnose you and they can intervene. Okay, but not every supervisor has those capabilities. Then find a mentor. A mentor is one who is frank with you. A mentor is one who you run to and say, well, I'm facing this issue. And say, okay, this is what you can do. A mentor is like a compass, right? That takes you in totality when it comes to career development. So find a mentor. Look for a mentor and find a mentor because it's going to help you to navigate and become this issue of career mentoring, I see is not very common in Africa. I think what people are used most often is just supervisors, but mentoring can add some values and spices to what you're doing in your career. The principles, well, it's good that you agree with the principles, and I hope you can reflect more on them. You can reflect more on them. Okay. Let me try to finish. Okay, so this is what we have been doing, where we are. And then edition 6, we are going to be looking at SOA. The career, sorry, this is actually third of, maybe I change it now so that somebody will not take a picture here and confuse the date. So let me change it. It's actual October. Yes, sometimes we are counting backward. It can happen. So it is next week, Friday, actually. I know today's own might have instigated some thoughts. Come next week. Let's look at them. Come next week. You have opportunity to ask those hard questions bothering you. Okay? Because it's going to usually be frank. Yeah. So the date to be announced for the 6th edition, watch out the space. On Sunday, we're having our the 9th edition of our seminars. And we're going to have a brother who will be coming to share his experiences. So please register and join us. I think there will be no need for you to miss it. And some of the things we're talking about today, these are places where you expose yourself. These are places where you get motivated. These are places where you pick one lesson, 2 lessons that will add value to your career. So please join us. And yeah, and this is a big one too that is coming up. We're talking about our annual conferences. I mean, you will not be happy that you miss it. This is also a place where you expand yourself. You expand yourself. I was I was here having lunch with my PhD students yesterday, and there's some programs outlined, and they're asking me, can we go to? I said, yeah, register and go. Just register and go. Just register and go. Register and go. Don't unless you have something critical that wouldn't permit you to go. Go there. Go there. If you have not doing anything, just sit down and listen to people. You get inspirations from these things. I'm talking about myself. I tell you, sitting at any talk, I pick things out. I go with things that help me. So please, register if you have not registered. The value of this program, this conference is, and bootcamp is that we're having pre-conference workshops. Some of the things we're talking about, decorations today, they fall into that. How to enhance your CV. How do you develop your CV for success? It is open for you. If you are an SFI member, it's free for you. If you have registered for the conference, it's free for you. If you are not amongst any of these two groups, then register for the conference and attend it. Then the second one is enhancing your career visibility. How do you do that? Come to this workshop so that you can open up yourself. The world we are today, you need others. All right. Then the conference abstract submission is ending soon. In fact, next week, Tuesday. If you have not submitted, I know that people submit the last minute. A colleague of mine said the deadline was of one of the grants she was submitting was 12 midnight, and she submitted 11:58. My goodness, because the system will just close immediately. So please, if you have not submitted the abstract, there's still room for that. All right. Yeah. I think that is all I have for you today, colleagues. Sorry, I have taken a bit of your time, but I think you have picked something from this session this afternoon that will support your career growth come next week, so we can deliberate more. I wish you a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, Prof. Wonderful lecture. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prof, so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Blessings.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you.
Okay, orientation. That's Prof, can we have a soft copy of this presentation?
It will be sent across our platforms. You'll get it soon.
Thank you, Prof.